I'm Agent Ghost and welcome to the archives, and I have a question. Do you like to go pew 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 pew?
Civilians in distress. Reinforcements incoming.
Welcome back, and before we get into it, I just want to give a shout out to the absolute legend that helped inspire this build a while back. I saw this, like, that build that helped inspire it a couple months ago, and yeah, just giving him a shout out, so check that out if you want to. Now to the build breakdown. Enjoy! Starting things off with the specialization, I'm using the survivalist specialization for the 10% protection from elites it provides, as well as unlocking the ability the Mender Seeker Mine. And we'll go over that later on in the video. But moving on to the primary weapon, I'm using the St. Elmo's exotic assault rifle. And it is one of the best exotic / assault rifles in the game. It's just such a beast because it gives us such high RPM, and the mag is normally 70, but it's up to 105 in this build. And I'll explain why once we get to the gear set in the build video. But we have 105 mag on the St. Elmo's. It's just crazy. I have damaged target out of the cover, rolled in the regular attribute, plus 9%. But the main reason why I'm actually using this is for the talent Actum Est, which shooting an enemy with this weapon will give 1 stack. At 100 stacks, the next magazine will be filled with shock ammo. And due to our gear set and brand set bonuses, we have 105 mag. So if you hit all 100 shots on your enemies, plus you can get a full shock ammo magazine, which allows you to stun your enemies. And I'll show that off right now. So I'm just building up my stack. You can see what that looks like with that magazine in my UI right there before we fill it up with the lightning coming out. That's what it looks like. And there we go. It's fully filled. That means I have a magazine, but if I have anything left over, I can keep shooting in it, and then boom, there's 105 shock ammo. What that looks like is you can see the electricity. It's shocking the enemy, and you can keep using it the entire time or hit multiple enemies with it. It's just crazy. And there we go. All right. Now, hang on, I'm just refilling my ammo. Now moving on to the secondary, I'm using the apartment SMG. You can use really whatever secondary you want in this. I would just recommend anything that has a magazine like shotguns, and from my testing, I'm pretty sure just shotguns, but maybe marksman rifles as well won't get any benefit, but from the magazine bonus. But like SMGs are a great alternative, or just, again, throw in whatever you want, experiment. But I'm using the apartment SMG. You can only get it from the Dark Zone. And as well as named caches, it's Dark Zone exclusive. There's the talent if you want to pause and take a look. That it's my favorite placeholder on all my builds if I don't have a designated SMG or a secondary on, and there are the mods if you want to copy and paste. Now, if you don't have it, I would recommend the Vector SBR 45 ACP with damage targets out of cover, and the talent Optimist. There are the mods if you want to copy and paste. But when I used this as an alternative, it worked amazingly as well. So that's my recommendation. I'm using the TDI card custom pistol to give us an extra skill tier when you're holding it. You can only get that skill tier when you are holding the pistol. So I'm up to skill tier 3 right now. If I were to equip it like so, now I'm at tier 4. It's just amazing. Now, I have weapon damage and the skill tier, as well as the talent finisher. You can have whatever talent you want on this. I think finisher works really nicely with the abilities and synergizes well with it. But again, use whatever you want. You can pause and take a look at what finisher does, but it gives us more damage if we essentially finish off an enemy. There are the mods. You can copy and paste. Moving now, before we get on actually to the gear set, I want to go over a disclaimer that I want to make for all my videos, that please use my builds or take away my builds as just a template. Make any changes that you see fit or want to your playstyle. At the end of the day, this is a game and it's all about having fun. So please make any changes you want to. And I really want to encourage that for all my viewers. Now moving on to the gear set, I'm using the Ninja Bike Messenger backpack, the exotic backpack. I mean, not gear set. My apologies. And this is just an amazing backpack, but I'm mainly using it for the talent Resourceful, and we'll go over that after I go over the core attributes and attributes. So it gives us a core attribute in all 3 of the core attributes, which is amazing. Weapon damage, armor, and again, another skill tier. So that's one of the 3 that we have without holding the pistol. And then in the regular attribute, I have 5.9% crit hit chance mod. Just throw in the highest crit hit chance mod you want. If you want the exact results, copy and paste everything in the build. Now, for the talent Resourceful, slots with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set bonus can unlock bonuses from multiple sets simultaneously. Essentially what that means is I don't need a 4th piece in the True Patriot gear set to get the 4-piece bonus, or I don't need a 3rd piece for my Brazos brand set in order to get all 3 of the brand set. I just need the Ninja Bike Messenger bag, and it will count as +1 towards both brand sets and gear set. It's just crazy, and that's why I'm using it. I just love it for creating all different types of amazing combinations. So, moving on to the True Patriot mask. When you have 2 pieces of the True Patriot gear set equipped, you get plus 30% ammo capacity. That's just how much ammo that we can draw from to get when we're reloading our weapons. So that's just awesome. And then when you have 3 pieces equipped, you have plus 30% magazine size. That's what's applying to the 105 magazine we have the St. Elmo's and all our other weapons. Just crazy. That's 1 of 2, and that's just such a big important part of this entire build. But what's even more important is the 4-piece bonus, which is red, white, and blue. Every 2 seconds, enemies you shoot receive a stacking debuff of red, white, and blue. Now, before we go into what those exactly do, you can see on the side of my head right there that UI shifting, white, blue, red, and when that's up, when you shoot an enemy, that's the debuff that's going to be on them. So just keep that in mind. Now, what red does is it amplifies the enemy's damage taken by 8%. So they take 8% more damage from all sources when they have red above their head. Just amazing. White shooting the enemy repairs the attacking agent's armor by 2% once every second. So you shoot them and keep shooting them. When they have white, you get more survivability and your armor back. Just amazing. And then blue, the enemy damage dealt decreases by 8%. So when you shoot them with blue, they do 8% less damage to everything, which is just awesome. And then full flag is where enemies that die while under the effect of all 3 debuffs, so you can stack all 3, create a 5-meter explosion dealing damage equal to their total health and armor. Explosion damage is reduced on named enemy deaths, so they do reduce the damage for named enemies, but it's still, just having that extra explosion can make it to where you take out or significantly weaken other enemies that are just around them. It's just free extra AoE damage, just crazy, along with everything else. Moving on to the core attribute, I have 170,000 armor. In the regular attribute, I have 12% crit hit damage rolled, and I have a 6% crit hit chance mod. Again, roll the highest crit hit chance mod you want, or you can in there. Now, moving on to the True Patriot gloves, we've already gone over the gear set bonus, so 170,000 armor in the core attribute and plus 12% crit hit damage. In the knee guards, I have 153,000 armor. You can get maxed out to 170,000 and plus 12% crit hit damage rolled. Now going on to the Brazos brand set. Now I'm using the Brazos brand chest piece for mainly the talent we'll go over in a sec, as well as that way we get the 3rd or 2 out of the 3 along with the Ninja Bike brand set bonus. And what those are is plus 10% skill haste. Just makes our skills come back that much quicker. Just amazing, and applies to them. 1+1 skill tier. Again, that's how we're getting our 1 out of 3 not holding the pistol, is because of the brand set, which is amazing. And then plus 20% magazine size, which again, along with the 30% magazine size in the 3-piece of True Patriot, we're getting 105 magazine on our St. Elmo's, 75 on the apartment, and 27 on the TDI card custom. Just amazing. Now, in the core attribute, I have 129,000 armor rolled. You can get maxed out to 170,000. In the regular attribute, I have plus 12% crit hit damage, plus 4.7% crit hit chance. You can get maxed out to 6%, and a plus 12% crit hit damage bond. The talent is Obliterate, which I love this talent just for how much extra damage it can apply on any build. It's just amazing. And what Obliterate does is crit hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 25 times. So when you get critical hits at 25 stacks, you'll get 25% increased weapon damage. Just amazing, which applies to all our weapons. Now, moving on to the holster, I'm using the Picar's holster, not only because it gives us another plus in our brand set bonus for Brazos, but also because these are the meta holster, because it also gives us a red core in the regular attribute up plus 15% weapon damage. Now in the core attribute, I have +1 skill tier, which adds up to our 3rd or 4th here. Let me equip my St. Elmo's assault rifle. Now we have 3 skill tiers. Again, just by having this along with the skill tier and the Ninja Bike backpack, we have 3, which is just crazy. But I want to add in the core attribute, you can put that skill tier on any of these other pieces of gear if you want. It doesn't have to be here. If you have one that just has armor and you don't want to mess with it, by all means, just throw it on here and you'll get the same results. I just put it on there just because. Now, in the regular attribute, I have plus 6% crit hit chance, and again, that plus 15% weapon damage, which is just amazing. Now, moving on to the abilities, I'm using the striker drone mainly so it can be a distraction to another enemy, so it is one less person focusing on me, extra damage, and it's just an amazing ability in general that you can use for those exact reasons, but it synergizes really well with this build is what I found. Again, you can use a lot of this build with any abilities that you want and mess around and have tons of different combinations, but and I did so when I was testing it, but this is the abilities that I settled on enjoying the best. So for achieving tier 3, we get plus 60% striker damage and 210% health on our striker drone. Just amazing. Then there are the mods if you want to copy and paste. And then again, I'm using the Seeker Mind Mender the Mender Seeker Mind, my apologies. And there are the stats if you want to pause and take a look. Same thing with Striker. You can pause and take a look at the stats and Mender. But in tier 3, we get plus 60% healing and plus 15% radius. If you want to look what the pistol looks like for both, here you go. 80%, 80% health and 80% striker damage, and then 20% radius and 80% healing. Now, moving on, there are the mods if you want to copy and paste. And then I'm gonna show off some examples. So here's me taking damage. I'm gonna drop the Seeker mine, or the Mender mine, and the Seeker drone or Striker drone can go out and attack the enemies. You really want to stay behind cover with this build. This is a tankier build, but it's meant for you to stay behind cover and be more of a bunker playstyle than a run and gun playstyle. And then you have like a huge magazine with your assault rifle to just gun down your enemy and apply all three. There, it's already dead. All three of your debuffs, and that explosion there was all three debuffs active, and you can see it right there, that red, white, and blue flag. That means you have all three debuffs on them, and then when you take them out, they'll explode, which is just crazy. So those are the skills, and again, if I want some burst healing, I'll do that. Switch to my pistol. You can even see on the Striker drone, it's tier 4 now, and I can just shoot at my enemy and get a little bit more healing, or just stay behind cover with my pistol and get even more healing. So that's essentially the build. Whoops. Alright, now let's turn off my abilities and we'll go over stats and then the final gameplay footage. So, here are the stats. I have 77,000 weapon damage, 52.6% crit hit chance, 125% crit hit damage, 66.2% headshot damage, and 18% health damage, as well as damage targets out of cover. Moving on to the offensive, I have 45.5% all weapon damage bonus, 30% assault rifle damage bonus, and 15% submachine gun damage bonus. We've already gone over the gear, talents, and brand sets, so off to defense. I have 1,591,000 armor. It is at 1.6 million in the bottom left, but that's the exact number, and 320,000 max health. Those are all the stats. Now we're going to move on to the final gameplay footage. But I want everyone to take care, be safe, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.